Yeah. uh-huh. Yeah. Shit. Grams leaders CCs, pounds. Close cash, close call, close encounter, close up, pounds of liters of grams, get your dose up, cut this up, host up, and get dosed up. This for them voted like the moving, make the most of. Monday night at 8, I can't wait to set you straight. These opinions and debates, for them folk they can't relate. I got to elevate your mind through these signs of the time. Dishing out that medication for the deaf, dumb and blind. And I ain't hard to find, you can catch me in no trenches. I do the groundwork and I ain't waiting on no sense. I be touching on them topics politicians fail to mention. And I don't vote for nobody that ain't got good intentions. I'm relentless for my people and I'm here to make a change. I got that true serum hooked directly through your veins. Hey, this is for my people, tune in, catch a close-up, 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 a close-up, grams of it, tune in, liters of it, close-up, pounds of it. Pounds of it, yeah, grams of it, liters up, pounds, get your dosed up, dope, get dosed up.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say we
reverb on that one today.
We bringing it
Things
in
a little different,
a little simple this Monday. You know what I'm saying? 8 o'clock though.
That's right.
All right, Sharpshooter, aka Dose. That was Lab. You know what I'm saying? With the little silent. Oh shit! There we go. Yeah. That's what I needed. All right. Now we don't win up.
You have to forgive me. I'm running a little slow today. My legs has been hurting, so I'm just a little pain, but I'm trying to get it together.
Well,
we're gonna work through this thing.
Yeah, we are, man. Little weekend recap. I really didn't do very much myself. I actually had to work this weekend, but what kicked my Friday off was I was out there with my brother just chilling.
Right.
You know, chopping it up, talking and enjoying myself, and we just decided we have to do a little bit more of this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
In the future to come. So
a little bit more of what getting together as brothers and conversating and hanging out for a minute.
Yep, talk about life, hanging out. You know,
okay.
Just he married and I'm single, so we just vibing and mixing and just enjoying it on both of them levels. So I get to ask him how his things going, how that lane is.
Right.
You know, so I can have some content for when I go into what I'm talking about now, as far as the topic will be a little bit later when we introduce that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, man, so we ended up actually going to two spots, a little taco spot, then a pizza spot after that.
So y'all just went by yourself?
Yeah.
Just y'all two kind of
mobbed out.
I'm not gonna say rekindle, but you know what I'm saying? Just talk to each other, see how brothers is doing. I saw the picture.
Oh
y'all
yeah. I mean,
y'all got the same mom and daddy, don't
Of course we do. Yep. Like I say, he's about 3.5 years older than me, almost 4 years. So
okay.
So that's big, bro.
That's your big bro.
Yeah,
I can tell.
Yep. So
that's what's up.
We more alike than y'all think. We just kind of look opposites.
No, y'all look alike.
I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, with the tats and all.
Okay.
The shit, like he dressed a little bit different than me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? His character is a little bit different.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Y'all don't want to be exactly.
No. But we could probably finish
alike.
each other's sentences from time to time.
Okay.
We think on the same kind of wave. So
let me ask you a question. I'm finna get a little personal. Was y'all tight as children?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, man. That's bro. I'm telling you now, shit. No questions asked.
Okay.
I'm swinging. I'm doing whatever it takes, whatever I got to do.
So if you hit one, you fighting both automatically.
Oh yeah. Then on top of that, like I was the little brother that was always into some shit to get some money.
Okay.
So I would be up there buying him comic books and candy and chips and ice cream and shit like that.
Okay.
Because he wouldn't do what I was doing to get money. So
okay.
If mom and pops wasn't giving him allowance, he wasn't playing cards for money and get like me flipping coins and in and out of the damn Kmart's and shit and all this other stuff, stealing stuff and selling. He wasn't doing all that.
Oh, okay. So he was the calm person.
Yeah, he was more like, getting his work done, but still chilling and playing. He was into sports a little bit too, like baseball and basketball and shit like that.
Okay. So y'all really were opposite ends of the spectrum.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's nice. That's good to have that y'all was tight. Because a lot of times, you know, what happened is brothers they'll be tight as younger, but then separate when they get older. Or they like me and my siblings weren't raised together, so we don't have a connection. So you know what I mean. So that throws things off. Even though I have two sisters and I'm the oldest, we just don't have a connection like that. We wasn't raised together at all.
So I think how our connection was because since he was older, I'm following him. But see, he was gassed up and geeked to have a younger brother. Think about going 3.5 to almost 4 years by yourself.
Right.
So when you get somebody younger that ain't that much younger, now it's like, okay, so I'm following him. So all his friends are becoming like my friends.
Right.
So I'm advancing in my age of being able to chill.
Okay.
So the only time we kind of like stopped hanging was when he got to high school and I was still in middle school.
Okay.
And then he graduated. So when you graduate, you gone, you know.
Right.
But so then so he graduated, I'm still in high school, so we ain't really vibing. I mean, I might go to his college every now and then, but he went to Morehouse. But once I graduated and I was out in them streets, I'm bumping into him everywhere. So now it's like, oh shit, well meet me at the club. Yeah, you know.
Okay.
And we back on. We were roommates at one point too, so yeah.
All right, that's what's up. We gonna Oh, let me ask one more question. When you talk to him and he gives you advice, do you take his advice to heart or do you take bits and pieces of it? You go, man, my brother said.
So most of the time, it's good to take advice from somebody that know you. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I'll take it. Or he'll know when I'm not gonna take it anyway.
Oh, okay.
Cause he gonna be like, nigga, I know you stubborn, bro. I mean, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. So I'm gonna give you this. Jim. It's funny you asked that, cause getting this new whip, he gave me some advice.
Okay.
And I took that shit.
Okay.
Because this is what he said. He said, bruh, if you don't listen to anything else I goddamn tell you,
right?
You can do whatever you want to do.
Right.
But do this. Just do this for me, bruh. Trust me. And it was pretty much a particular insurance to get.
Okay.
And so I did it.
Okay.
Because I was like, look, man. He was like, one thing I don't want you to do, because you going to say this, if you don't get it and you get fucked up, he going to be like, man, you going to be like, I should have, you going to come in like, I should have done what you said.
Right.
So he's like, I'm trying to get you to avoid that.
Okay.
We don't want none of this to happen, but just get the shit. And I did.
Okay.
So,
okay.
And I was like, you know, I listen to him. Somebody tells you it happened to me, didn't happen, and I wish I did.
Okay.
And they that close to you.
So they give it to you from experience.
You gotta go ahead and run with it.
Okay.
So and this is a dope way to tie in our topic with that. As a grown ass man, I understand when I don't know something to heed the advice of another grown ass responsible man.
Okay.
And so the topic of today is, what is a real man?
Okay.
And you know, I got my perspectives on what a real man is, but to be honest with you, what women think should play a part in that as well.
Most definitely.
And I mean, like, I think sometimes it's going to be different. It suits the situation and experience of somebody, but there are some traits across the board that we should go with.
Okay, well, you give your definition of what you, not definition, let's not go definition, because definition is so absolute. You give what you think a real man is, what your opinion is. Let's go with that.
So
everybody's opinion is different.
So I'm gonna give 3 right now, and then I'll give some of the rest like towards the ending. But how I look at it is, I think a man or a real man is definitely like someone who is concerned with his health as much as his spouse's or who he's with. You know what I'm saying? And that commitment with. Like that shows to me like it's unselfishness, and it shows that you're aware of. I mean, health is wealth.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And you want longevity for yourself as well as your spouse.
Right.
Okay. I also have like someone who understands that he and his spouse are a team, and they represent each other.
Okay.
So to me, that means like, I mean, I'm going to pick someone that I can relate with and that I have a great time with, and within those moments and experiences that you cherish, you're acting a particular way. And how you act sometimes, how I act represent myself.
Okay.
And how I'm going to act if I'm with her and around her is going to represent both of us.
Okay.
So now if you're in a commitment and you're married and she got your name, then what you're doing damn near when you're not around her still represents y'all as one.
Okay.
So I think a man or a real man should carry that on his shoulder and in his conscience if he decide to make that commitment, or that's what he's saying what he is. He's a man.
Okay.
And then, like I say, a third one, and I still have more, but I'm gonna let you get something in, or we're gonna go through some other points before I get to the rest of them. Is someone that is family oriented.
Okay.
And so I say that because family oriented meaning wanting to start a family or build a family.
Okay.
Or willing to take care of a family that is already in existence.
Okay.
Or respecting the family that he has of his own blood, and then his in-laws as well. People that aren't necessarily family oriented mean like you don't want to cause rifts and problems with their relatives because you ain't family oriented. Or I mean, I'm just thinking, like I said, to me that's just what a man is. Or part of a man's character. Like, I mean, being you know, acceptable enough to be like, yeah, man, I mean, your family is my family too. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna respect them. I'm gonna have you know, respect their boundaries.
Right. Okay. Mine's is simple. Loyal, faithful, loving, and responsible. Those encompasses everything you just said, but it's just a simple, you know, loyal, faithful, loving, and responsible. You're loyal to your wife, your spouse, and your family, especially loyal to them as far as not disrespecting them when you're not around. You're faithful because you're not cheating on them. You're trying to make sure that that you do nothing to hurt their feelings. You're loving and caring, which encompasses, you know, if they're sick, you want to make sure that they're better. You want to try to do everything you can to make them feel better. And responsible is to make sure that the houses and the bills, to the best of your ability. To the best, see, that part right there is what we're gonna talk about. To the best of your ability, make sure that the house is taken care of. Because everybody's ability to take care of the house and the bills and stuff is different. It's not because they don't want to be able to do it all. It's just that their ability is not able to do so. I mean, especially in today's time, with with 3 bags of grocery costing you $200. I mean, so yeah.
So I think what you described are good character traits in a person. So it would definitely make it a good man. But I don't necessarily think it defines what a man is, but it is definitely something that a woman's gonna want in there, man.
Right.
But just like you said, I mean, and these aren't traits that I think make the person a man. Someone that pays all your bills. And I would say provide, cool, but providing can be different things. Right. You see what I'm saying? I can provide a shoulder to lean on. I can provide physical help, meaning like make sure your tires and all that other stuff are fixed, and do those things around the house, like fixing toilets or painting, all these other things that can be providing as well. Right. But like I say,
well, what's going on, D? Appreciate you tuning in.
I'm looking at it like the reason why I don't necessarily want to say paying all the bills out there is what's going to be a defining factor is because are you considered less of a man if you have a job, but it doesn't bring in a big enough income for you to take care of 2 people? What if you are single? When you're single, you have a job and that's good enough for you, right? But you start dating and you know it ain't good enough for that, you know, to take care of a person. Are you less of a man?
Right.
Like, are you not a real man?
Right.
Because of that.
Do you think that? And I guess we really need to have. You need to invite a woman in here so she can talk about how she views it. To my perspective is, with today's society, a woman's probably going to say that if you can't take care of me in all ways financially, then you're probably not a real man. But you know, social media has a lot to do with it. We talk about this all the time. I've seen
it from different perspectives and on different spectrums. I think the women lean more to the providing than more toward the providing and how can I say being feeling safe and secure more than just pay my bills. Okay. I think the pay my bills is a younger woman's perspective. Okay. But a more mature woman wants relief and stress from having to do work, cook, raise kids, and all of this. I think what they're saying is they're deserving of a lot of slack, or deserving of what some of the young women are what some of the young women are requiring. Right. But the young women may not necessarily deserve it because they are putting in the work or showing me that they have self-value to even deserve that.
Right.
Whereas more mature women are kind of, like I say, they're willing to compromise.
You think so?
A lot of them, yeah. The ones I see, I mean, you know, most of them have their own.
Right. That's true. That's
so,
true.
like, why give it up?
They don't want you to destroy their peace.
Or they've had experience with enough men to understand. Some of them have been spoiled and well kept,
Right.
and they see that it's controlling, or they see that they don't have as much freedom as they want,
I'm gonna give
or
you
thought
that.
they had.
I'm gonna give you that. I've talked to a pretty a good amount of older women, and Slick being one of them. She says it's a headache when you deal with somebody with a lot of money and take care of bills. Like it's a lot that comes with that.
Because I understand, and to me, this isn't a man. A man isn't supposed to pay all your bills, but hold it over your head. Pay all your bills and then degrade you because he's doing it. I've seen a lot of that stuff happen too. And I mean, like, as a man, if that's what you decide to do, you taking on paying somebody's rent, you taking on paying all their bills. That's what you decided to do.
But do you think that's a reaction from women saying, if you can't pay all my bills, that you're not a real man? Do you know the fact that you're saying that, you know, I'm just giving you a devil's advocate here. The fact that you're saying that that you can't pay all the bills and stuff like that. When you pay all the bills, you hold it against them. Do you think it's also a reaction of when women say if you can't pay all the bills, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's a reaction of that. Like, they hold it over you if they can, but women also hold it over you if you can't.
Well,
so it's like a catch-22.
Not necessarily. But here's why I think a lot of men do pay most of the bills and get it over with. As a man, one, you don't want your woman to want for pretty much what, if she's wanting something that you can provide, or you should be able to provide or handle, you're going to think she can get it from someone else. And she possibly could.
That's
nowadays,
very true.
Because there's a lot of people out there. So as a man, you figure if you take care of that, then she ain't going to want nothing from another man, at least financially wise. Maybe physical wise, or unless she's just greedy. If you paying her bills, you taking her shopping, you buying the groceries, you done paid for a car and a car note. Damn, what else is there that you need to be paying for? You paying for her hair to get done, her nails to get done. Some people call that simping, to be honest with you. But if you got a ring on her finger, it's not.
Right.
So now, with that being said, if you're doing all of that, you figured she gravy.
Right.
She's happy. She's taken care of. What, you know, and you think that's being a man. Like, you've handled all of that.
Right.
But now if you get cheated on, now you destroyed your manhood. Is basically she done snatched your soul.
I was just about to say, as an older man who's done what you just said, it don't matter.
I know.
That's
what I'm saying. And it don't make you no more of a man. It just make you somebody that spend a lot of money, a man that spend money.
Right. I'm gonna say, because what happens is, like you just said, you said it word for word. You spend all that money, and then she still cheats on you. You try to do everything you can to make sure she good, and then she decides to cheat on you with a nothing ass nigga who don't do shit. It hurts your heart. It breaks breaks your spirit. To be honest with you, man, you
not gonna want to do it again,
right?
Because it's a gamble now,
right?
And as a man, you understand that you invested. A man will invest in a woman that he want to be in, financially, emotionally, and physically, right? So once that don't work for him, but he put all his finances in it. Well, the woman obviously didn't if he's taking care of her, right? So her emotion is invested in it. She could pull out.
Right.
You could repair some emotions. It's hard as fuck to repair them finances. I'm serious.
It's hard to get that money back.
Well, not even that. Let's just say, you know what I'm saying, you taking on extra credit and shit like this for her. And then she gone, you know what I'm saying? Now you like, man, all this in her name, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not my name, but I'm paying for, you know, or whatever. But it's like I say to a man, going into this, you gotta think what's fair.
Right.
And I don't think, like I say, a man should be judged off of his finances, or I don't think that is the deciding factor of what a man is, because you gotta look at it like, well, how am I viewed by what I would call a real woman then, if I'm less of a man because of this and she don't have it? Now now it's gonna be some back and forth. You see what I'm saying? Because that seems petty. And a lot of the times, men will base whether or not they're successful or not or succeeded either by how many women they can get or by the reaction and responses that they get from women.
Yeah. Do you think that the financial part? Do you think that that's our fault a little bit too? Because sometimes we leave with our wallet, like when we at the club or when we doing such and such. When we get the nice car, the expensive car, you know, we know it's gonna catch an eye. We know it's gonna catch an eye. Is that something that we do? Is that something that we have done to ourselves? To be honest with you, now don't get me wrong. We like nice cars, we like nice clothes, but sometimes we can go overboard with our wallet, with our extension of it.
So you just touched on something, because I want to say this. It has gotten so bad to the point that men start competing with men to get the women.
Okay.
Meaning, like, I'm gonna throw more money at it than you can so I can get more.
Right.
But I would say, even the car game. Well, first of all, I know women that just like nice cars for themselves and want to drive a nice car. So me, I want a nice car. I'm going to drive the nice car. It just so happens to be because men and women like cars. That's a win-win and a plus for either one. That ain't going to make you no more of a man. That's just going to make you attracted to women that like the materials.
Okay.
All right. And that's another thing I'm going to start touching on. Like, you have some men that consider themselves a man based off of materialism, which means that they base life off of what they can do with what they have.
Right.
You have some men that take pride and think that they are a man, or base their manhood off of enlightenment, which is based off of what they know, meaning what they know, what they can get by what they know.
Okay.
Like, how much can I accomplish and achieve by what I know? I'm gonna be more on the enlightened type man side. Like, what I know can get me further than my materials.
Okay.
Unfortunately, when you break it down, sometimes money can get you further than, or faster, get you there faster than what you know.
Okay.
And that's, once again, going on, are you a man of certain standards and value?
Right.
Are you a man that'll sit up here and take your shirt off and shuck and jive in front of the camera because you know it's going to bring you more money, and then in turn with more money you can bait more women? Are you a man of standards and just be like, man, I'd rather sit back and just try to get people to unite and just talk about some shit of substance, and whatever that's going to get me, that's going to get me?
Right.
So I think a lot of times we're being rewarded off of false manhood type shit. Muscles don't make no man. Beating up somebody don't make no man. You see what I'm saying?
You said the physical physique doesn't make a man.
I mean, it can separate the men from the boys from time to time. But
Right.
I mean, you could be in your teens and just throw them weights up. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm saying that it's not
just being
a
funny.
mentality of manhood.
Right.
It's a physical prowess into gaining manhood.
Right.
Like, I take pride in exercise, and I say that.
Right.
But it's the pride in trying to be physically healthy and fit that I think is giving me the edge of trying to be a man. But you can have some teenagers that play sports and that they get at it. They get
Right.
it. They got a better physique than a real older man.
Right.
So, but then we call that a young man. See what I'm saying? See?
Okay.
Then until you grow into an older, wiser man.
Right.
See, that's
you
what
think-
I like.
I just say something. I want to ask a question. Do you think with maturity comes wisdom?
Hell yeah, it does. It's supposed to.
Okay.
And that's why
All the time, though, for men.
OG's supposed to be like, hey there, young man,
Uh-huh.
to a younger boy or younger male that he see that got it. That he see has a type of mentality that would do something.
Okay.
Now, a little boy gonna go out there and act like a little boy, like play with toys and treat women like, beat on the women, because a little boy don't know how to articulate his feelings and emotions and say, well, I like you now. A young man know how to say, hey, I like you. This is why I want to get closer to you. A little boy gonna hit her and throw his toy or try to take her toy because he don't understand how to, you know what I'm saying, express his emotions
Right.
in verbal communication. So to me, I think it's a man's responsibility to help these young men understand how to express that.
Okay.
Rather than go out there and try to express beating up somebody to express he's tough and he's on his way to manhood. Like, you don't use physicality to prove that. You use your mind to prove that.
Do you think the physical prowess of a man, like being real physically fit outwardly, again, is something that we do in order to catch the women's eye? Because we do it a lot of times like a tall man gonna catch a woman's eye. You know, women love tall men. That's just automatic. He doesn't have to really do anything. He's just tall. But you know, maybe an average guy like me, I might have to work out a little bit to get that physical physique where women can see the outwardly appearance. Forget the fact that I'm fly all the time or I'm dressed nice all the time, which may catch a few women's eyes. I'm not going to say all women's eyes, but that physical physique may catch more women's eyes. Do you think we do that because we're greedy and we want more instead of just going by our knowledge, our wisdom, and our understanding? Maybe how we dress outwardly every day. Instead of going with letting that be, we like, man, I'm only getting 2 women. If I work out and get buffed up, I could probably get 10.
With that being said, although we're human, we're still animals. We still have an animal instinct. We still are see first and process second. All right. So with that being said, what do you like? When you look at a book, you can determine by that cover whether it's interesting to you.
Right, that's
all
true.
Right, so my thing is we are books as well to a degree. Now, as far as why I exercise might be different than why someone else exercise. I got plenty of reasons why. And attracting women is on there if you want to be realistic with yourself, but it ain't high on there. The first one is health. Right. The second one is being able to defend myself. Okay. You see what I'm saying? The third one is just strength. The fourth one is body, mind, body, and soul. You see what I'm saying? Then we can just get that. Now, after you get through all of the ones that mean important to me, then I can say, yeah, and because women like it. Why wouldn't I want to look attractive for women? I don't want to look attractive to another man. Right. Why wouldn't I want the women to like what they're touching or what they're looking at? I mean, just like I would want a job to like who they want to hire. Right. I'm going to go in there and look the part for that. So there's nothing wrong with trying to make yourself appealing towards who you're trying to attract. But now there's something wrong with abusing it. Right. And there's something wrong with taking advantage of a person. If you got the women that you say you want because of how you look, then why you want 10 of them?
Greedy. Numb to the fact says, I can only speak for myself. I love a man with a stomach, not flat. LOL.
Hey, well, that's you speaking for you. Now me, see, I understand health-wise what that means.
Now, hold on now. Hold on. I'm not finna let you say a man with a stomach or a man.
I'm not gonna say he's not healthy.
It's not healthy.
I didn't say that.
We're gonna be fighting up in the Misfit
studio.
I
understand what that means.
I got a little purge.
Yeah. And see, to me, all right. So, but see now, when I speak from the experience. No, you absolutely right. And I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. Okay. I messed around and got in a great relationship. Okay. And so did my stomach. So I was in the gym.
Brings stomach.
Yeah, I was in the gym. I got complacent. And I was like, you know what? I can't even see my abs no more. All right. You know what? My belt's starting to goddamn get tight. You know what?
I love it.
And so I said this. I was like, well, what that lets me know is I got food or excess calories and stuff in my gut, in my stomach. Right. To be honest with you. And I didn't like that.
No, to the fact said that's happy weight.
Cool, but I got that happy weight up off of me. Right. And you'd be surprised at what you got to do to get it up out your system. Right. And so when you see what it is to get up out your system, you're going to know what it was that was in your system. Okay. So, hey, you know, and I say to each his own. I don't body shame nobody. Right. But I will say this. I got enough respect for myself and enough respect for the next person that I want to be with to if you don't look a particular way, I'm not going to want to date you. Right. But at least I'm not going to lie to myself and try to date you for your money or date you for benefits that I'm not worthy of because I'm not attracted to you fully.
Well, I don't think we have that. I don't think we have that option, to be honest with you. I don't think we could just say, you notice how when a man has money, he becomes skinnier even though he's fat.
Oh, he looks good with that money.
Even though he's short. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like the money takes all the defects away most of the time. But I don't think we have that. I don't think we can say, well, she has money, so she looks good. I think we date a woman regardless if we think she looks good.
We're going for physical attributes.
Right. We're going to talk to
the broke man go for money.
Right.
The broke man going to look at her as a come up, as a lick, as an advantage to get money.
I don't think he has that option, though. Do you think he really has that option?
Yeah, he does. They do it all the time. That's why the women mad at us. Shit.
Well, I ain't met no woman that I could be broke with and still
So
get
here's
them
the thing.
guts.
I can take advantage of women if I wanted to. I could get their money, but one, my mind isn't even trained to do that, and two, I have to lower what I like.
Lon Layla
And
said
I ain't
his
going
stomach
for that.
his stomach in the way. In the way of what?
Hey, in the way of that pushing that motion in the ocean down there, I guess. But you know, all I'ma say is I try to stay active, man, so that I can have stamina. I won't be tired. I want to be working,
Right.
and that don't necessarily mean working for someone else, but I want to be able to work until I can't anymore, physical
Right.
wise. That's carry my groceries up the stairs, exercise,
with you.
change a tire if I have to, protect myself from some young knucklehead.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100% because working out does give you stamina. It does give you, an extra mile that you can walk. Because to be honest with you, when I was working out, I noticed how I just had more energy. I slept better. It does a lot of things for you, and I'm trying to get back to that really hard. All this stuff gets in the way sometimes, but I know 30 minutes a day is what I'm going to try to start doing. But you are 100% correct. All that stuff that you just mentioned for working out and exercising and health wise is 100% correct because I noticed it when I was doing it.
And I want to say this too, man. I think, first of all, you're determined whether you're a man or not, whether you're in a commitment or a relationship or not. I mean, because we got single real men.
Right.
So, and you're a woman regardless of whether you're in a relationship or not. You know what I'm saying? Now, the caliber and quality of man and woman that we are,
Right.
to me, is depending on your actions more than your income.
Okay.
I can't trust your income. I can trust you.
Right.
You can make money and not break bread with me. You see what I'm saying? So, well, what does that say about us as a couple?
You can make money and still treat me like crap.
Exactly. I've seen people do it all the time, and I've seen men make money and still not spend it on a woman.
Right.
And make her go out of her way, and they still do the shit. I don't know why and how. But I
seen
just
a man drive a Ferrari.
Oh, well,
to the
yeah.
gas station with his woman in the car, and he made his woman get out and pump the gas.
I ain't doing no shit like that. See, even
I don't
if,
do that
if you're
either.
driving me in your car, I'm going to get out and pump your
the
gas,
gas,
and pay for the shit.
Right.
So, but I just don't get it, man. But I will say this. I'm gonna ask this too, because what value does a man bring to a relationship if it's always gonna be based off of his money? See, how does a woman determine his value if you're determining his pocket?
I think every woman's determination of value is different.
It's gonna be.
Just like every determination for us, as far as what a woman is, a value for us is different. What we like and what we see may be different, comparable. They may have some aspects of the same, but for the most part, because we're different people, we see different things.
So I say across the board, all men should at least be like willing to have some chivalry, like meaning open the door.
Right.
Check her temperature, meaning like if it's too hot for her, be like, hey man, you need me to cut some AC on, you need me to go get you some ice or something. Or if it's too cold, offer your jacket or something like that. Like I do that kind of stuff. I think that should be just across the board.
But that's automatic. I think to me
it ain't, believe it or not.
And I guess I was about to say, to me, if you it's storming out here too, Lady Line Love, so we're in the same boat. But yeah, if you love that person, don't you think those things are automatic though? Like if you love that person,
should be.
You're gonna want them to feel good.
Okay, so I give you this then. It should be automatic for men across the board that ain't.
Okay.
I think a real man should love and take care of his kids unconditionally.
Now that's true.
And that ain't across the board. And when I mean unconditionally, whether you get along with the mother or not, whether y'all in a relationship or not, whether y'all married or not, unconditionally, you're going to take care of that kid. Now, a real man, where the unconditional part also comes in, if you're married, you're going to take care of the kid that she has that might not be your blood as well.
Right.
Especially, well, now, I will say your mentality should be to want to.
Right.
But if you come against some obstacles, meaning the other parent and the kid itself,
right,
then maybe fall back a little bit. But at least we know you wanted to. You see what I'm saying?
But you make the effort, but you still make sure they're good in the shadows.
Exactly.
It's still a way to make sure that they're good. You never impose yourself. I think that's a hard line to walk, trying to be a parent to a child that's not yours when you're in a relationship, you do the best you can to make sure everybody within that household is good.
Yeah.
Because making sure the mom is good or the dad is good is also making sure the child is good. But you don't want to try to step on toes. We talked about this before.
Nah, we just
Stepping
being
on
cordial.
toes, right.
Exactly. Just cordial. You ain't controlling nobody. You just controlling an environment and trying to make the environment, you know what I'm saying, acceptable and comfortable for everybody up in there.
Right.
And now, you know what I'm saying? That's our job to do, because the kid's gonna be a kid. You see what I'm saying? And then now it's your job to try to assess the situation and see how to get the same environment back again, a peaceful environment.
Right.
Without beating the shit out of somebody and being a young boy with the shit rather than a mature man.
Slick says money may start, but after so long, you will need something else. Layla Love, you said why on what part? I'm sorry, Instagram is a little bit behind, so we may be 5 or 6 seconds ahead of what you're asking why about. So if you could just briefly tell us what you mean by why, we maybe can answer that question. So go ahead.
But also I wanted to say this, because there are a lot of men out there that have their own car, have their own job, have their own house, and are sustaining their own bills. So what are we considering that's not a man about them? There's some questions that I'm asking. And so obviously it's going to boil down to their character, maybe how they spend their money, what they do on the job, I guess, how they treat the woman that they're with. And I do think all of those things, to me, play a part as to what kind of man are you.
Okay.
I'll agree with that. You see what I'm saying? But there are some men that, the reason why I say what kind of man, they can fill off all those boxes. You can check all those boxes, and they can pay all them bills, but they're controlling as hell.
Right.
Now the woman can't go nowhere at a certain time. Or if the woman upset them, they refrain from doing certain things financially for that woman.
Right.
And so now I'm like, what kind of man are you dealing with when you deal with these kind of things?
Yeah, I think a lot of times, and we talked about this before the show came on, I think the definition of a real man changes from, I say it every day, but I'm going to say from month to month, depending on what is said and how it's said. Because, I've seen men say stuff on social media as far as like, you should be paying all her bills. Real man pays all her bills. But at the end of the conversation, he says, I'm not doing it yet, but you should be doing it.
Well, see,
How you going?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's easy to say that. Well, let me tell you this, man. One of the best relationships I was in, I didn't have to pay all the bills. And that was what made it the best relationship. But it was weird because we worked together. She never had to pay for her lunch. She never had to pay for her breakfast or nothing like that. But she would buy groceries.
Okay.
But I would buy her clothes, perfume.
Right.
She would put half on the rent. But I would pay for her car to get fixed.
Right.
And pay for gas.
Right.
She would pay for her car note. So I'm like, and we didn't we didn't really have any financial, like no problems with finances. I mean, I'm telling you, it was like a year straight, maybe 2 years. Every fucking Friday, we went to the movies and we went out to eat, and I paid for all of it every Friday for about a year. Then, there was a time when she was like, man, I got you, but then we might go out on a Saturday and she has it. You see what I'm saying? So that was a relationship where we never even discussed money, and we just clicked. The chemistry was just dope. If she needed to borrow some money, I got it. Damn. If I needed to borrow some money, she had it. If her mom needed to borrow some money, here you go, give it to mom, And it was just like that. If her brother needed to borrow some money, we pitched together and we did what we had to do. So I don't see sometimes the issue or why women press, you got to do this and this and that. Now, there have been relationships that I've been in and we didn't live together, but every time we went out, I had it. I always tried to show up with something in my hands, the flowers, all of that. I do that. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is, when it comes to, I got a house already. If you coming in there, it's already taken care of.
Right.
So
it's gonna have to be taken care of if you're there or not.
Thank you. So my thing is, now, if you're gonna make me give up something that I can pay for to get something that's more expensive, and I don't have the money for that, then I'm expecting you to go in on that shit. I don't expect to have to go get another job to pay for some shit that you want when I already got something.
We need to go half seats. Slick says, how how money makes how money makes that man feels is what matters. Lady Love says, but if the woman pays all the bills, she treats him like you know what, like shit, I guess. Because women have been known to chump men off when they pay all the bills. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, they do. They do.
That's why I'm gonna give me an
and
older
then it's
women.
when you gonna get a job,
Right.
or he ain't shit, girl, or all this and that. And then it's like, well, why is he there?
Right.
So obviously, to me, it's got to be physical, because if it ain't financial, then what else is it?
He laying down that mandingo.
Got to be.
He breaking backs
us
up and
men
down.
have to understand that. I know that because I'm like, okay, you want a man that ain't got a car, don't have a job, don't have his own crib, and you paying for food? Man, come on.
Right. It's a physical thing.
So you
right?
playing yourself short.
Real
And
short.
don't go jump to somebody else and demand everything that man didn't. That he didn't do for you. You see what I'm saying? Like, now, what you should do is go to another man and go halvesies and work your way into where you're deserving maybe for someone to do it all for you. Because
Well,
you really just damaged.
Yeah. Numb to the fact says that's a grown child.
Thank you. A dependent. But if it's a man that's doing it, needs a grown child,
Right.
what the hell is a woman
Right.
that don't got a job, don't got a car, don't have a house, and you staying with your boyfriend?
That's a grown child with nappy dugout. But you know what? But you know what the problem with that is? We will allow that. We will allow that.
You
Men
want to know why we will allow that? We will allow that
And that's
because
our
a
fault.
woman is going to get, no, it ain't. A woman is going to give us one of the best feelings on earth. I can't get it nowhere else but from you.
That's why we allow it.
Okay.
But we gotta learn. It's like drugs. You gotta wane yourself from it if you don't want to be treated badly by it, right?
Well,
if
what
you
it
don't want to
is
go out and do whatever you gotta do to get it, you gotta learn how to be without it in order for yourself to have, not to be the guy paying all the bills while she's laying up on your couch, invite some other nigga over while you at work. You get what I'm saying?
So what
all
you
for that nappy dugout.
what you gotta understand as a man is that you have worth too, and you are valued as well. Now you can sell yourself short if you think your worth is all your worth is paying every bill some woman got. That's on you.
Right.
That's what you think you worth. That's
Right.
your value. That's how you value the relationship and how you value yourself. Now, if you think that, hey man, I can go into this thing and she gonna pay for some shit too,
Right.
and that's how you go into it, and that's what's happening, and that's how they keep doing it.
Slick says, but it's men out here that see a woman doing her thing, and then they homeless ass doing all they can to move in.
Well, a homeless man can't move in if you don't invite him, because it's called
gotta be
breaking and
invitated.
entering. That's a B&E. So
he breaking backs to get up in there.
So if you let him in and you allow that, that's what he gonna do.
None to the fact said that's a lazy and grown child as well.
That's an opportunist.
Lion Lady Love says he needs to be a man. See,
So
Lion Lady Love
here
also
we go.
says see opportunities. They see opportunities.
Here we go. Now I'm glad these women are speaking, because I can tell you this will make a real man. A real man want his own shit.
Most definitely want his own money.
A real man don't want to have to go up under some other woman's roof and have to abide by all the shit she say because he ain't got no money and a leg to stand on.
Right.
Now, first of all,
I don't never want to be
at the mercy of nobody, man, woman, and child. So
you said that. You took that word. I was blowing your mind. You snatched it right out the air and said it for me. Because that's exactly what the fuck I was going to say. I don't ever want to be at nobody else's mercy.
No.
If a motherfucker come up to me,
Hey.
a woman come, I'm dating somebody, we living together, and this her crib, and she comes up to me and says, you know what, you need to get out. Cool.
that's a grown
I'm
man.
good.
Yeah.
I will find me somewhere to go. I can go to the hotel. I got money.
Something,
I'm good.
yeah.
You
As
ain't
a
I'm
grown
not finna
man,
be kissing your ass to stay.
I don't want to have to run home to mama and be like,
Right.
she put me out. As a grown man, I don't want to have to call my mom and be like, can you pick me up? Because she dropped me off on the side of the curb somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? As a grown man, I want to handle my responsibilities. I want to stand on my own too.
Lady Lionel says women be flexing to get men too. numb to the fact says he can only do what you allow him to do.
Yep. Yep. That's what I tell women all the time.
That's the way. Leilani said, "Lab, pay them bills." Hey, I do my part, but what I'm going to say is, as a person who has done all those things in my 53 years after I was married for so long and paid all the bills, tried to make sure this person was good and all that, I'm going to say my conclusion to that shit is it don't matter. A motherfucker still gonna do what they want to do if they want to do it. It don't matter what you do for them or how you do it. You breaking backs, you paying bills, you being a real man, all this stuff we talking about, and we're gonna get to some more. It does not matter at the end of the day, because if you, that motherfucker will still pick whoever they want to pick and be whoever they want to be with whoever they want to be with. It does not matter what you do. That's why now I don't compromise. I used to compromise. If I don't want to do the shit, we've talked about this. I've told you this. Yep. I'm not going to do the shit, period. Because I've always been the person who compromises on shit. When I was married for 25 years and all that shit, I always compromised on everything, every aspect of life to try to make sure she was happy and the kids were good. But now, fuck that. If I don't want to do it, fuck you. If you don't want me to, you don't care, you mad about me not doing it, cool. I can go and kick rocks and do whatever the fuck I want to do. But I'm not compromising anymore, period.
So that's why I choose to be that man that want to make moves off of what I know based off, rather than based off of what I have.
Right.
Because what I know is this. I've been in enough relationships to be able to sit back and observe how much fun that person had, regardless of who paid for the shit or not.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
So when the chemistry is right, don't nobody give a fuck who paying when the check come.
That's
Because
true.
somebody that love you gonna be concerned if you didn't have the money anyway, and gonna be like, I got it, baby.
We
Pay
good.
that shit. And when you leave, be like, why you didn't tell me you was broke? And probably give you some more fucking money.
Right.
That's a wife.
Right.
Not, oh well, oh my God, get the tip. This nigga didn't have enough money for both of us today. First of all, why would your wife even put that shit out in the street like that anyway? And see what I'm saying? So y'all niggas better figure out who to marry. That's all I'm finna say. Cause even my ex wouldn't do no shit like that.
Right.
Like, man, if I call my ex right now and was like, hey, I could use $50, if she got it, she gonna give me that shit.
Right.
If she ain't got it and her mama got it, her mama gonna give me that shit.
Right.
So my thing is, what the hell be wrong with these other women?
Greedy. Selfish.
Like,
Selfishness
what they do
kicks
is they
in.
make you feel like you're not a man. A man can be fucking broke.
Sometimes.
At some point in life, it's life. So you mean to tell me from the age of 21, when you considered a man, I guess, because you can vote, from the age of 21 to the day this man died, he can never be caught broke, can never be down bad, can never have no money, can never take you out and not have the money to pay for this shit?
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
That's the definition.
So now that brings me to this shit then. Y'all women be like a Mr. Right. The Mr. Right don't fucking exist and is a fantasy man, right?
Let me
So how the hell you know what a real man is if you want a Mr. Right that don't even exist?
Let me get to, we gonna hold right there. I'm come back. I'm gonna throw my 2 cents in that what you just said. Leilani Love 2 cents, a man's supposed to take care of his business.
I agree.
The fact said that goes both ways. I guess what I was talking about. Leilani Love says it's in the Bible. If you don't work, you don't eat.
Hey.
And Slick says,
oh shit.
That's not fair.
We got a call. What I do? Put this on.
Making the new women pay for the old.
I hit the speaker thing.
Exactly. Yeah, hit the speaker thing.
Okay, what's up? This Dose Up. You talking to Dose and Lab? What's happening?
What's up, Doe? What's up, Lad? It's your boy Young Alley 302. I just want to say thank y'all for playing my record down there.
Oh, you welcome. You welcome.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Anytime. Make sure you send us everything you have, and we'll get it on.
Hey,
Definitely, man.
While we have you on the line, man, our topic is what a real man is. You got a couple of seconds maybe to give me 3 things or 3 characteristics or 3 things that make you a real man that you feel about yourself.
Any man that put his kids before everything.
That's dope.
Any man that put God before everything.
That's dope.
That's dope.
And any man that put his woman before everything. That's a real man. You got to take care of family first. That will make you a real man.
100.
Right there.
That's dope. I've done all of the above. So I appreciate that.
Appreciate you tuning in. Hey, don't forget to send that music to us, bro, so we get that on.
Definitely, man, definitely. I was just looking at the Apple Music, you know what I'm saying, and it said on the Apple Music that y'all played it. I'm like, hold up, let me go ahead and shout them out, you know what I mean? Because y'all down there working when I ain't paying no attention, you feel me? So that's love.
I appreciate you always. We always gonna show love to independent artists because that's what we here for. 100.
Keep sending in music, bro.
I got you, man. Shout out one.
All right, one love.
All right.
Appreciate you tuning in, bro. Thank you so much. We needed that. We always need a little push.
Of course. I mean, he nailed it on the head too. I will get back with a couple of more other things. You remember, like in the beginning, I said I had a list of kind of like what I feel resonates with me as being characteristics that I make a real man, and definitely it's someone who has gained wisdom and leaves, like I say, the childish ways behind as he becomes an adult. Someone that acknowledges the responsibilities that they have and handles them. And I say, like I say, someone that respects their elders, women, children, and other men. And like I say, someone that takes pride in his work or his work ethic.
Hold on, real quick. I'm sorry. We're getting the comments. Lady Lionel says, you're supposed to help each other if y'all both work. Numb to the fact says, no, things happen. So if he's down and you are with him 100%, you will be there to help him get back on his feet if it's called ups and downs. It's called ups and downs. Lady Lionel says, he said what y'all said. Okay.
Now,
talking about the call, I guess.
I will say this. Being a real man is becoming difficult nowadays because of, one, social media,
very.
And two, how we're judged and how we're perceived when we do speak on what's emotional to us. And so, like, a lot of that's going to determine how a man is going to approach the relationship or approach his problems when he is in this particular commitment. And it's now with all these platforms, I see more and more communication coming out, and like I say, that's why I'm taking the time to have this discussion.
Right.
Because some of the discussions I see on platforms when me and grown men are talking, it's like to the left and really childish.
Right.
And it's not a good representation.
Perceptions of that are so different that perceptions of that are so different that that's something that really we can't attain, even though we try to aspire to be that. But that's just not obtainable.
It's difficult to obtain based off of expectations that aren't ours.
Right, okay.
So, and I mean that on a lot of ways. It could be based off of the white man's expectations, based off of our women's expectations, based off of a fucking job's expectation of us.
Right.
Because a lot of the times they be expecting us to do 2, 3, 4, 5 fucking jobs, and we one person, and we got a whole bunch of other things to deal with other than that stress in there.
Right.
And the main thing we get as a straight black man is, oh, he angry. Oh, he aggravated. Oh, he aggressive.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, and that's another thing. Real men are ambitious. We are aggressive, but aggression can be passion.
Right.
We get the aggression and they tell like it's misplaced. Like now we angry or we want to go in there and fight something just because we're passionate about something. Just because our desire comes through, now we yelling. You see what I'm saying? Oh, you loud.
Right.
Oh, it could be because I'm fucking happy or excited about the situation, and I'm glad and I'm interested and I'm anxious and willing to try to talk about it with you. But you taking it as, oh, you loud. You know what I'm saying? You over talking somebody, or you angry with it because of your gestures or because of how you moving. A lot of times, men get a real man. You know what I'm saying? Get, I guess, some misperception because you're not smiling or something that you're not happy. You could be in deep thought.
Let me ask you a question about that part. Well, not necessarily that part. We're going to kind of be up. Do you think that most, and the women can chime in here if they want, do you think that most women perceive that a real man doesn't have emotions and doesn't have stress and depression and doesn't go through things mentally, that they just suck that shit up and keep moving? You feel what I'm saying?
Well,
Because to be honest with you, mental health in the black community is a for black men is a hard thing. It's a hard thing to navigate. And I don't think a lot of times we are perceived that we go through stuff, man. We have days. Like, I don't think women understand. We have days. We struggle sometimes just on we got to deal with work. We got to deal with the crap at work and just trying to maintain that job. Then we got to come home. We got to figure out, you know, if the bills are a little behind or we got money short or whatever. We you know that's a part of the aspect of trying to be a real man, trying to make sure your family is good and the lights don't get cut off. But there's a lot of stress put on us that a lot of times I don't think is acknowledged.
You want to know what used to upset and disappoint me as a man? Not having shit if my woman wanted it or needed it.
But that is a stress.
Like that affected me more than me not having the shit when I wanted it for myself. Like honestly, like if I had one sandwich left and my girl asked me for it just to please her, I would give her that shit. But until you find a woman that say, let's have this shit, then you know you got one that want the best for you as well. Because I'm always going to want the best for who I'm going to spend my time, emotion, and invest my money in.
Right.
But to piggyback and to go back off of what you were saying as far as the mental health and emotions, well, as a little boy, before you become a young man or whatever it is we want to call ourselves, if you raised by a single mother, but shut up all that crying. Don't nobody want to hear all that shit. If you got a father and a mother, look here, man. This shit didn't hurt you that bad. Like what you know, that's all we get, right? Okay, so now as that young man, if he ain't got a dad in the house as he gets older, well, you gonna have to be the man of the house now.
Right.
Putting all right then and there, you getting responsibility on. You see what I'm saying? Then we ain't even getting on what the financial situation is like.
Right.
And what he got to go through when he leave the house, whether his clothes are good and all this other shit. Because now, because he is a young boy, he traits of men. You gonna want something. He see other boys might be able to give a little girl some candy or something, or have at least what they want.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And he don't. He gonna want. You gonna want to get it.
It's gonna struggle.
We'll struggle.
Let me get a couple of comments. Slick says, "I spend like he spends." Lab know me. If I'm buying Gucci, if he buying Gucci, I'm buying Gucci. But numb to the fact says mental health is real. Men go through just as much as us women do. Slick says men have periods too. I
don't know about that. Nah, we ain't saying none of that. No.
Dumb to the fact says
we have depression. We don't have periods. But
to the fact says real women acknowledge it. As Slick says, let's get to be an issue. It gets to be an issue when you got a man and he have needs and you got to ask someone else. It get the issue when you have a man.
It do. Okay, so
needs and you got to ask somebody
I'll say
else.
that. So you got a man and you need some money and your man ain't got the money. All right, now your man gonna be like, where the fuck she gonna get this from? If it's another man, it better be a brother, a cousin, uncle, son. If it's another dude, it's already gonna be some friction.
It's already gonna be a problem.
But it should be a problem.
But
it should be a problem to the man, meaning it's a problem because now I can't provide when she needed it. So in my mind, I got a problem with myself. And then it should be a problem with, why the hell you know him so well to go get this shit?
Well, it should be a problem for her to even ask to put her man in that situation.
Yep.
To be honest with you, I get what Slick's saying, but at the same time, if you're gonna go ask another man, you know the situation you're putting your relationship in. And if you're willing to jeopardize your relationship
like you trying
for a couple of dollars, then your relationship's not strong in the first place. Because I'm not gonna, if I'm down broke, I'm trying to figure out other ways to get money. I'm not gonna ask another woman. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I know it's a difference. Another woman is not gonna ask you to fuck to get the money, but another man might. You get what I'm saying?
Clearly he's going to.
And we gonna think that's what happened.
So here's a dynamic that isn't necessarily discussed a lot, right? But how did that man grow up? Because for the women, it's like, pay my bills, pay my bills, pay my bills. He ain't no man if he don't pay my bills. What if he grew up not having shit? Not having one pair of shoes damn a year almost, or one, you know how that go.
Right.
They don't have no money, gotta eat free lunch, gotta find out where his next meal coming from.
How you know about me?
Okay, and he finally coming to some money. He gonna be least likely to just try to blow it on y'all first. That man done had a whole childhood of trauma of not having shit.
How you know my life?
And then my thing is, like, he shouldn't be any less respected because he chooses to spend his money on him. Right. Because you can best believe women gonna spend their money on them. And I'm not gonna be disrespectful about you ain't shit because you spending your money on you. You deserve to. You worked for it. people punching 12-hour shifts out in this bitch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People working two and three positions on that clock.
Right.
And we just supposed to
just shell it out.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? And then be running around this bitch stomach touching their back during the week. Because you done gave it all away.
One thing my fat ass is not gonna do is not gonna be hungry. I don't give a fuck who ain't ate.
Man,
I'm not gonna be hungry.
Hey, bro.
I've been hungry before. And it's not a good feeling.
I have too. I had to learn. You gotta fall back on some of these women, man. You can't afford that shit.
I am not gonna be hungry. If I get it in a bug in my ass where I want to have a steak and some shit, I'm gonna get that shit because I've been hungry.
Man.
I've been the person that had to go to school or in the summer school to eat, so I could eat and all this other stuff. 1 pair of shoes, two pair of pants, and 3 shirts to make it go through the whole school year.
Y'all know how much 3 or 4 dates will cost a real man?
Right.
Or go out on them bitches twice a week.
What's going on? One more question. Appreciate you tuning in.
I can pay somebody's bills by going out on a date with some women nowadays.
Right.
Seriously, that should be like $150 to $300 depending on where you want to go to.
Numb to the fact says bump that the man should get up and go get it if she needs it. Should never have to ask another man. Numb to the fact says if he don't have it, then do. If he doesn't have it, then I do, and if I don't have it, then he should. I see no other way.
So
I agree with you.
So here how I go. It been a time when female asked me for some money and I ain't got it. But I got that shit. I went to go get it. I got it. I didn't have it on me, but I made some moves and I got the shit. But then I started saying, what the fuck? Looks like I'm working for her now.
Right.
Hey, I'm just saying, and I'm like, hold on now. I didn't have it at first, and
Right.
I didn't need it. You need it, and I'm making moves to go get this shit.
Right.
I'm like, why you don't have it?
Right.
If I'm paying for all this other shit, why you ain't got it now anyway? Where your money? Like, why don't you have for yourself when you need for yourself? If I've been having for you and you never had, it's like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Because if I don't have for myself, I'm less of a man. So if I have for myself, but I don't have for you, how am I less of a man?
Right.
I got what I need.
Right.
But you don't have what you need.
Snake says, I was a single parent and Lab knows. My son was like me, but he was a real man, a hustler, and good morals and work ethic, and I did that. I don't believe it necessarily takes a father to raise a good man, because to be honest with you, a lot of times with us, with me, let me say with me, with me being raised by a single mother and seeing the things she went through, that made me not want to treat another woman the way that she was treated. You get what I'm saying? So it could have had a negative effect on me. You get what I'm saying? With what she went through, but it didn't, because I knew that I didn't want to see another woman cry or be hurt or upset or bleeding and bruising the way my mom was done. So and in some ways it made me passive, because I was like, no, I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to get mad. And women take advantage of stuff like that, unfortunately. If you you know what I'm saying, if you're the quiet guy who don't get really angry about a lot of stuff or whatever, you let stuff slide a lot, you could be taken advantage of, but at the same time, you trying to walk that fine line in both arenas. You get what I'm saying?
I actually think what's changing the character of a lot of these men that's coming up now is, one, first of all, I think it just takes knowledge, finances, and patience to raise a child. But you got to understand, you lack a lot of that when you're a teenager or when you're a young person that has a kid. Especially if you have one and you don't have the father around, right? So now, as a young man, right, there's a lot of young men out there that be disrespecting their mama. Right. And as a man, a grown-ass man, that's some bullshit.
Right.
Like, I'll never disrespect my mama like that, but these young men now with no daddy in the house be disrespecting the fuck out their mamas.
I think it's the batch. The newer batch
a
does
bad
that.
batch.
A bad batch.
A gremlin ass batch.
Because even with me when I was younger, and me and my mama went through things. Like we struggled in life. But I would never have disrespected her to a factor where she made her feel some type of way. Because even though she went through things with her boyfriends and all this other crap, physical, domestic abuse and all that, I went through it with her. So I never wanted to, you get what I'm saying? Like, even to a point now, I don't even cuss in front of older women. I try my best. Even if I do slip up and cuss, I'm 53 years old. I say, "Oh, I'm sorry," or "I apologize about my French," because I just feel like you have to be respectful.
So what I've been seeing sometimes now is, oh, his little ass ain't no good. He just like his daddy. Or you remind me of your dad. You look just like
Where
your
you
dad.
be hanging out at?
Man, I just see the shit, man. And some of it I gotta be in tune to. I gotta look at some of the social media to see what the youth going to, if that's what I'm trying to goddamn save, the future.
Right.
And it's the hardest job to do because they don't have that much experience. So they not impressed. They impressed by bullshit more than wisdom. You gotta look and know the lingo and be on a level where they know you've experienced some of that shit to at least halfway give you an open ear and respect.
Right.
So yeah, I'm kind of hip to the lingo. I see this shit, man. But once again, being on MLK and all this other shit and riding Marlboro and public transportation, when I do, you see that shit.
Right.
That's public transportation, bro.
It's the public.
I see the one chick with 5 kids yanking their ass up and throwing their ass on the chair, man. I see that shit. And it don't look, it's not pretty, bro. And so I'm like, man,
it's not a good look.
No.
Especially in public.
And so like, you gotta understand, these are young boys that's being raised, that's seeing this shit. So how we expect them to understand and learn how to be like me,
right?
When you haven't walked my path. And that's what I meant by disrespecting their mom. Some of the times the mom be disrespecting them.
So it's kind of
it's like payback.
Maybe it's like what goes on in the house.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about moms. When we say this all the time on shows, and I think we said it on this show, how moms and parents are trying to be friends with their children. You get what I'm saying? Like that whole friendship with your child thing muddies the water a lot because somebody has to be the adult in the house. Somebody has to set the ground rules of what goes on in this house and what's not going to be allowed in this house. And if you're trying to be your child's friend and all their friends are coming over and y'all all friends, where is the adult in that relationship?
Well, I mean, once again, if you got a grown man or a grown woman that got some values around, you not gonna necessarily have a lot of these problems. I just know, as far as the men that I looked up to, there's a sense of respect rather than fear.
Most definitely.
Like a sense of wisdom that gave me the discipline that they dropped off to me.
Okay.
Like you can tell they were men. They're men. Like the men in my family, man, are men of substance, not substance abuse. So, I mean, that shit plays a part. That's in your genetics.
Right.
It's the energy that's being transferred that also can make you a man, because it's some men that can make you less of a man by you being around them.
Right.
And you vibe off of what they do.
The influence.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. You said that being around the influence of a person can change them to be negative or positive as a man. So is it our fault that the younger generation now is not doing that because we wasn't around them?
It's the men fault that
the positive men wasn't influencing. Let's just put it that way. Maybe the negative men were, but the positive men weren't, because we were working, taking care of our families, doing whatever we were doing.
Okay.
And we just didn't have the time.
So this is how I say, you ask me, is it the men's fault? And I'm going to ask you this question. When you describe me about my daughter, what do you say?
That you're a great father.
All right. So it would be my fault if I wasn't conducting myself for you to be able to say that.
Right.
So yeah, it's some of the men's fault. It's your fault if you're going to act like a complete ass every time in front of some young man that's looking at you, that's trying to decipher what's right and wrong and may not have a father in his household.
Right.
Yeah, if I'm out here womanizing, slapping the shit out of some lady in front of another young child, yes, I'm traumatizing that person based off of how black men are treating women.
Right.
If I got pistols in my hand all the time and I'm on my Facebook Live like, yeah, my nigga, yeah, blick, blick, this, blick, 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 that, yes, I'm responsible for some of what some of these kids are seeing.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, some of that's my fault. But you don't see that with me.
Right.
So I don't have to worry about owning up to no bullshit like that.
Right.
And if you do see that from me, you're going to see an explanation and a reason why I did it. And then I'm still going to tell you it could be some consequences and repercussions behind this. Okay. But I think...
Get to comment real quick before you go that part. Kids, Slick says kids now now are a little entitled. I see kids coming to Sweet 16 parties and black Ubers, drinking and smoking with your child is too much. It's even worse when you let your kids' friends come to your house and smoke and drink as well. So she's talking about the part when we was talking about being friends with your children and their friends.
So I'll say this. That's a touchy subject, because as an adult and as a parent, if your child is a minor, you don't want to encourage none of that shit.
Right, 100.
All right, but you got to understand this. The way the world going right now, let's say you got a 16, 17-year-old son and he's smoking weed. Now, weed ain't finna kill nobody, I can tell you that now. I smoked weed at 16 and 17. I know you can get, it ain't that deep now no more. Like, you ain't gonna get arrested and charged like you would back in the day when I would, as you would now. But I'm gonna say this. If you know your son is 17 and 16 and gonna be out in the streets doing this shit, and you know you're not gonna be able to stop him, would it make more sense that you put him out there in a dangerous environment, or you told him to stay your ass downstairs in the basement somewhere and get it out of my sight, but at least I know you here? Now, me, I haven't had to come across making that decision, but I've been around someone that did make that decision. And we are free now and alive.
Okay.
Because that person's father said that, let that shit go down like that.
Okay.
So I would say on that man's behalf, he made a pretty good decision.
Okay.
But he made the decision based off his son being locked up a couple of times trying to do it out in the street.
Okay. So he was doing it off a protection thing. Like, if you're going to do it,
there's
you're
some
going to do it
things
anyway.
you're not going to stop your child from doing no matter whether you want to or not.
Right.
And either you're going to have to kick them out of the house, which can cause more problems, or allow it.
So what that father did, do you consider him to be a real man for doing that? Because the conversation is about real men.
I consider him to be somebody that, I love this child unconditionally enough to let him fucking smoke up under the roof and call
family,
it.
Right?
Yeah.
It
wasn't crack. He wasn't drinking no liquor or no beer, starting some type of habit that you can crash out with,
right?
Where you can't legally. Okay, so first of all, who the fuck could have gotten weed legally then and there? So you can't say whether you should be 21 getting weed any goddamn way.
Right.
So if the dad was smoking, he just out of bounds as the son.
So that what he did was technically protecting his family and his child, because he's already seen what could happen when he didn't. So he wanted to rectify that problem, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I give you that.
Now, all right, here we go. As a grown-ass man, if you got a 21-year-old, an adult, and they want to smoke, what you gonna say?
You can't really say that. They grown.
If they pull out a blunt in front of you, what you gonna do?
Well, hopefully,
and you smoke.
Hopefully, let's just put it this way, because I know I wouldn't pull out one in front of my mom.
If they asked.
What you mean? If they asked me if they could, I'm gonna say nah.
Well,
because they gave me the option to ask me. So now if they ask me, I'm gonna say no. But but hopefully they won't ask and they won't pull it out, because I know me. If I did it, if I was a person who smoked weed and my mom was in front of me, I'd probably be like, hey man, we need to go outside real quick, because I'm just not gonna want to smoke it in front of her.
So, let me tell you this, because I never smoked weed in front of my mom or my dad, right? But I'm a different breed.
Right.
And I was like this. The things that I wanted to do, the things that they disciplined me or how they treated me that I didn't like as a child and I knew wasn't that big of a deal, I said I'm going to refine when I become a parent.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, like, if my daughter want new shoes, I'm not going to tell her I don't have the money to get the new shoes. I'm just finna fucking go God and get that shit.
Right.
All right, if my daughter want to go somewhere, you can go.
Right.
Fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, so with that being said, there was one time I had something to do. My daughter's in my presence. I wanted to burn something before I went.
Right.
And I know she ain't stupid, and I know she gonna know the smell of it.
Right.
Because she's an adult. So I was like, man, I ain't even finna lie to you no more. God damn it, you old enough to know I gotta do this right quick, because it put me in a zone, and I'm finna go over there and handle this business real quick. And she was like, you know, I could do that with you, Dad. Like, she do that.
Right.
She said, basically, she said, Well, I do that as well, right?
Right, but your child's an adult.
Thank you.
She's
Hold
over,
on.
She's
But-
over
but-
20.
But hold on, but I didn't know this at first, right?
Okay.
And so I was like, really? I was like, I mean, cool, but did your mama know this?
Right.
And she was like, who you think I started with? And I was like, well, in that case, here, roll that shit.
Right.
And don't you buy it from nobody, get it from me. But, you know, I didn't trip on her. And with that being said, I'm like, man, I know your ass had to be smoking before this then.
Right.
Before you would, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It did, so I was like, you done had something to drink before you were 21. Yep. I was like, well, guess what? I mean, you obviously were responsible enough. You ain't never been locked up. You ain't never been around me drunk. You don't drive right now. So I was just like, man,
Well,
now we're going to have these
good
talks about being responsible. Well, here's the thing.
because you never caught her with it. So let's just put. You had to ask the question.
Yeah. I mean, well, even if I caught her, I wasn't going to. I'd just be like,
But I'm just
man,
saying, though,
I'm going to be like, hey, just don't let nobody know I know you doing this shit. You see what I'm saying? Because one, like I said in some episodes before this, you raise your kids right, you know your kids.
Right.
You ain't got to worry about shit. Yeah, they gonna do something crazy every now and then. Who don't? I have. But when I say something crazy, I'm talking about drink something a time or two, maybe, like do some daring shit.
Right.
I'm not talking about, is that my daughter in there with a blick going into the bank? with it waving like, we gonna do this today, y'all.
Right.
See, I ain't gotta worry about nothing like that.
Right. Right.
I ain't gotta, is that my daughter standing on a bar table twerking? I ain't gotta worry about nothing like that.
Right.
So, them little kind of things like this, as a grown man, I'm gonna let her have some of the amenities now. Like, my job is done. I raised a responsible young lady.
And as a grown man, or we talking about the real man, you have
real
to know
man.
when you have to step away. a little
Exactly.
bit, right.
You gotta know when to let your child
Be an adult.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and as a grown man too, when you have, how can I say, an argument or a disagreement in your relationship with your spouse, you gotta know when to walk away, when to be when to just, or when it's getting too out of hand. Somebody, like they would say, I gotta be the bigger person in this. Me as a man, I understand the woman gonna be right, even when they share some of the blame. Because here's the thing.
So explain it. Break it down to me like fractions.
Do I want weeks, possibly months of some bullshit because I forced a point and I know I was right? Or do I just want to be like, you know what? Who gives a shit? You can be right. Whatever. And
Not
have
me.
some peace.
I'm making that point. Fuck that.
I've made the point before, Lab, and have been on the
compromising.
couch with no oxtail.
I'm right too? Oh my God.
I want
I'm
that
right.
good cooking, man. Damn all that.
I
Now,
cook for my damn self.
me too.
Hey, if I'm right, shoot. If I'm right and I know I'm right, oh hell no, I'm not gonna let you slide. We finna have this conversation.
But believe it or not, you be right a lot of times. See what I'm saying?
Well,
and you can't stand on that every time. The woman ain't gonna like you.
We gonna have a misunderstanding every time, cause I am gonna make that point. I've been through some stuff, and me just letting it slide and compromising and being like, oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna let her be. We gonna have some peace in the house. Fuck peace.
Guess
I
what
choose
I've learned
violence.
as a man?
I choose violence every day.
As a man, I've learned there's some battles you just don't even go fight.
You know what? I know that too, but I'm petty as fuck, and I'm gonna want to make
like,
that
you
point.
know what? You can check the vibe, but today just gonna be that day where she gonna have her way.
Okay.
And let that shit go.
Okay.
Because guess what? We gonna mess up again because we men.
I'm gonna work on it.
Yeah. And we gonna mess up.
I appreciate your counsel. I'm gonna work on it.
But man, but that's real shit though, man. As a man, I've sat back and I've watched us fuck up time and time again. And the major one was cheating. But the other ones be minor as fuck.
Right.
But it end up boiling down on your attitude and how you handle the situation. Like, did you yell? Did you get aggressive?
Okay.
Did you Did you know, put hands on somebody? Or did you walk out? Or did you, now he want to take his money back or this and that? You see what I'm saying? Get the purse back or whatever.
Right.
I just say this, as me being a man, when the shit in motion, it's in motion.
Right.
If we going to Vegas, we going to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get mad at each other after we come back from
back from Vegas.
Yeah, we'll have a
agree with that.
quiet ride there then or something, but we going.
We gonna party while we here.
Hell
we
yeah.
just spent this goddamn money.
You set the reservation up, we going.
Right.
Whether we arguing when we get there or not, we just gonna hush and eat and enjoy this food and unpause it on the way back. But I like to do, I'm a man of my word.
Right.
Like, my word mean more than my money to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, because if I say I'm gonna get it, then I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
Money don't mean that.
And if you don't get it, it's not because you ain't tried.
Yeah.
Other shit happens during the process. Other shit, think about stuff that you thought about. All right, I need to get this. But other shit pop up, you like, damn, I gotta do this instead. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come back to that. So sometimes, you know, a lot of times, men have good intentions to do the right thing by their woman and their family and all that stuff. But other shit gets in the way sometimes. And it has to do with the family and the house. It's not that you out fucking off money and making it rain on strippers.
A man is a man whether he got it or not.
Right.
And a man understands and acknowledges that.
Right.
See, a man to me, a real man is this. You want to go out today? Oh, fuck, hell no, I ain't even got no money right now. Right. That's a real man right there. A fake ass person or somebody that's like an inexperienced or young, immature man, you want to go out right now? Oh yeah, let go. All right, and the check comes, shit. When the check come, you looking sideways.
Right.
That ain't no real man right there.
Put us in that situation.
Because one, we at the mercy now of the situation, and we don't like what we say at the beginning. We don't want to be at the mercy of nothing.
Right.
I don't want to look embarrassed when we go out.
True.
As a man, I don't want to get up there and it's a 50-50 if it's going to decline on me.
Right.
My card. That's just me.
Right.
I like to be covered.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Like I say, you know, that's embarrassing as hell to me, man. You get up there and you like, okay, I got it. Mm-hmm. Decline. Now, but there are some people that don't mean shit to them.
Right.
They be like, oh, whoop. Then they look at you.
Right.
That actually was part of their plan. They knew they didn't have no goddamn money. I'm gonna break my card out just to prove a point. Boop.
Right.
Shit. And then they might be like, oh man, I could have sworn. You know what? Oh, damn, I forgot. I just did. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, they pulled that out on their ass, man. That's a slick ass person right there.
Right.
That's game, man. All I can say is this, you know what I'm saying? Cause I'm looking at my swatch, y'all.
Oh, you ain't get the swatch on.
I got a little swatch on.
Swatch watch.
I don't have a guard on it, but it's a little swatch.
I just watched a Swatch Watch commercial the other day. I watch old commercials all the time on YouTube, and I watched a Swatch Watch commercial. I said, look at that. Swatch Watch. But anyway.
Yeah, and it's getting close to that time, man. So, all I can say is, man, I'm just happy I've grown into my manhood to be to the point where I can sit here and talk all day about how it's crazy for you to try to pay all these women bills and get straight into a relationship, and that's what I want to try to do.
Right.
But I'm going to do it with someone that I know that got my back.
Right.
That don't require it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
You don't require that shit, I'm really going to do it.
I agree.
You put it on the application and I might be like, it's going to make me hesitant because I just said to you, sometime a man don't have.
Right. And I'm going to say before we close out, this is Shootah Show, but I'm going to say my little piece.
Please do.
I don't think a real man in the eyes of everyone else is obtainable. You have to decide within yourself what makes you the real man and work towards those goals. You can't go by what the outside folks tell you a real man is, because those things change monthly and they sometimes are unattainable.
So that would be in a sense saying a real man is what a happy spouse has accepted? Their version?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say a real man is always working to be better.
Under construction.
Under construction. A real man is always working to do better and be better.
So then that would sum it up, because I think that's awesome. Because if you're always striving and working to do better, which is one thing that I'm doing, then you're going to try to take into account all of that, what we have said tonight.
Exactly.
Because to master that or to be working towards that is going to make you a better person as it is. All right, y'all. So we're going to be back next Monday, because I ain't leaving y'all. You know how I like this shit now. I think I'm in my groove. I'm in my bag with it Monday night at 8. I'm setting everybody straight.
Right.
So with that, peace out, y'all.
Yeah. Grams leaders CC's, pounds, close cash, close call, close encounter, close up, pounds leaders grams, get your dosed up, cut this up, post up, and get dosed up. This for them voted like the move and make the most of. Monday night at 8, I can't wait to set you straight. These opinions and debates for them folk that can't relate. I gotta elevate your mind through these signs of the time. Dishing out that medication for that deaf, dumb and blind. And I ain't hard to find, you can catch me in no trenches. I do the groundwork and I ain't waiting on no sense. I be touching on them topics politicians fail to mention. And I don't vote for nobody that ain't got good intentions. I'm relentless for my people and I'm here to make a change. I got that truth serum hooked directly through your veins. Hey, this is for my people, tune in, catch it close up.